What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another late night in the BrewLab with me, Lone Fox, your Brewmaster-in-Chief. And tonight, in the BrewLab, as you can see, I'm coming at you from Mythic, baby! The luck turned right after the last video. Well, I mean, it was already 2 videos ago, but you know, a couple days back, as you saw, for those of you who follow me over there on X, I had a terrible day with like around a 36% win rate over a space of about 4 hours, just losing with everything. And then once I made a decision to switch to more controlling decks, I just went right into Mythic. However, I do have to admit that the final leg of the journey of the climb was to do with bunnies. I got a 13 for 2 run, just right into Mythic. It was honestly amazing. I even my second to last match, you know, when you're just about to get into Mythic, usually that's when like terrible sort of R&D stuff happens or whatever, but sorry, RNG. But I played against 2 Azorius Control, like 4 copies of temporary lockdown kind of people, and my bunnies still got there in the end. And so yeah, in Mythic, very happy that you know what that means. Now for the rest of the month, I can just sit back, relax, test all sorts of things for you guys at the highest level, so that you know, we really get a real idea of how my brews perform on the ladder. But for tonight, and without further ado, I would like to jump into a Boros Control brew. Kind of continuing on this little control bent, after which I will switch to more mid-rangey piles. I'm looking at some Orzhov, I'm looking at some Golgari. This is just a friend of the channel and Discord member who's been having a real crazy streak with a super budget mono black rats deck, so more on that in a future video. But again, sorry for the tangents all over the place, but for tonight we're definitely going to be playing Boros Control, and as you can tell from the deck box, it is going to be featuring some of the new Caretaker's talent. Now, I am not the first one to jump on this. I've seen many people playing Boros Convoke over the last couple of days, and they are various builds. I think the key takeaways are the Lightning Helix, spells that exile for the cheap, for, you know, all of these Scamps and Heartfire Hero, or is it Heartfire Mentor? You know, the 2 1-drops that Rakdos, Mono-Red, Gruul, whatever, Prowess deck run, that when they die, deal damage to the opponent. If they don't have a death trigger, bye! So that's a kind of essential and common component of all these control decks that I've seen. And then, you know, Beza in some shape or form as a sort of comeback mechanic. So those are really the only 2 new cards. Well, really, definitely the only 2 new cards. We've got 3 copies of Caretaker's Talent and 3 copies of Beza, the Bounding Spring. Caretaker's Talent is essentially, you know, at the very basic floor level, a Tocasia's Welcome, except it triggers on slightly more things, I guess. But also on less things. It's just differently worded. If you remember correctly, Tocasia, I believe it's creatures mana value 3 or less, which would have triggered on our you know, Urabrask's Forge Phyrexian Horror tokens entering the battlefield. We've done that plenty of times in previous videos. But it's creatures, right? Whereas Caretaker's Talent triggers on tokens. Any token, creature token, treasure token, map token, you name it. And considering that we do generate a fair bit amount of them, and we're still doing the usual thing that I would usually do with Tocasia's Welcome. Phyrexian Might during the opponent's turn with Mirrex, draw a card, untap, draw more on your turn. This ends up being a phenomenal little draw engine for the deck. And we're making tokens with Quintorius Kand. Beza can make various types of tokens. And of course, like I said, the Urabrask's Forge. But, different from Tocasia's, there's just upside from there. You can pay a single white pip, and of course leveling up these talents is at sorcery speed, just so you remember. And when it goes to level 2, you can copy a token. This is a very potentially broken line of text, one that we can definitely attempt to exploit in other decks where that's kind of the thing we're trying to do that's cool and janky. In this particular build, it's just nice to draw an extra card. You know, maybe you've got a Might token lying around, you've already got a Spirit token lying around. It's pretty nice. You can just copy it, when it ETBs, draw another card. Amazing. But the real crazy one is for 4 mana, which honestly isn't even too much. It gives all of your creature tokens +2/+2, which isn't like a little. That can be a lot. You know, even just one of these spirits will suddenly be attacking in for 5. That is backbreaking stuff. And that's why instead of going for like other planeswalkers, I had a bunch of other different ones. I ended up going for 3 copies of Quintorius, and it has been feeling phenomenal in this deck. Yes, you don't get to, you know, trigger his static ability that often. It's mostly really just whenever you do -3. But who cares? The +1 is where it's really at here. You create these blockers, draw cards off your Caretaker's talent. Eventually you start copying those tokens, and then at some point you level it up to 3, make them all huge and swing in. And that is also a really nice thing with your horrors, right? Because it makes them harder to ping, you know, to often ways that people can survive a few extra turns against the Forge until they can find artifact removal if they have it, is to get rid of the attacking horrors. And because they only have 1 toughness, they're notoriously easy to get rid of with a shock, you know, whatever. So the fact that now your horrors will be entering the battlefield with an additional +2/+2 also just adds an extra bit of pressure to the clock. So really, really nice little talent. Arguably like the best card in the deck. And may need to find a way to squeeze in a 4th. But for now, really needing to deal with this format of aggressive little creature 1 and 2 and 3 drops, and for that reason we're just playing 6 copies of 3 mana sweepers, Brotherhood's End, Temporary Lockdown, just boom boom boom. And then, you know, we do run into the odd more mid-rangey Golgari pile with Sheoldreds and whatnot, and if we've run out of Get Losts to kill it, then we also have three Sunfall, so a total of 9 sweepers. I think we're pretty good on the sweeper front. And a couple copies of Explosive Derailment to deal with opponents' Urabrask forges and other problematic artifacts like Cornucopia. Absolutely love this card. For 5 mana, you can both kill a, you know, what's a good example that I've particularly loved? The 1 mana flashing artifact that Mono Red and Rakdos play to trigger all of their prowess and talent, valiant abilities. You can both shoot down a, let's say, a slick shot and get rid of the artifact. Pretty nice, but most of the times I'm just getting rid of artifacts, or I just like the versatility. And everything else is very self-explanatory, so I don't need to go into too much further detail. I think it is about time for us to jump into some games and see how the deck holds up on the upper Mythic ladder. Top 300 or something? I can't remember. It was on the screen when we started the video, but upper Mythic, baby. Let's go. So far, so good. I've just made a few adjustments and then created a new deck so that I can get a clean data set on Untapped for some end of video stats, as well as when I post this list on X tomorrow morning. The Orzhov mid-range list that you saw there in the thing with, what's it, Yaha, or something that you know, there's 1 elemental per color or whatever. It's the black one from the set. Maha, beg your pardon, Yaha, Maha. Also pretty nice, goes pretty well. Beg your pardon, just a quick WhatsApp message while I'm waiting for the I guess early Mythic has its usual Ups and downs. This black discard deck. We really need to find the Caretaker's talent, but we've got just so many ways of dealing with a bat that honestly I couldn't care less. Another great reason for the derailment. Another Brotherhood's End. I think if there's any wiggle room, maybe we can cut one of the 3 mana sweepers. Just one copy. Get rid of Gix. So this is just a more mid-rangey pile. And yeah, let's go for the lockdown against this version of black. Yeah, you know, it could be freaking Liliana, so then Brotherhood's End becomes the better option. Speak of the devil. Disgusting ass card that I just cannot stand, honestly. There's Quintorius. I guess we just, I mean, this does the same amount, and then we can bluff that we have something else. And then when he pluses, we can discard this one. If he pluses, because, you know, at some point... Ooh! Okay, so I guess we have to get rid of Quintorius. Which is very annoying. I absolutely hate Liliana. Oh my god. I wish it was easier for me to explain how much I freaking hate this Planeswalker. It's so stupid. Here comes Shieldred now. Like clockwork, mate. There's just a slight bit of freaking mono black infestation on the meta. I don't know if you guys have noticed. Would love a Sunfall. No such luck. So we're probably just dead. Come on, call my bluff. We're taking minimum 8. This deck is the worst for me right now. I'm having the least fun ever playing against discard right now. It's driving me up the wall. Alright, Floodfest. On to the next one. Okay, please be aggro this time. I promise you, mate, this is nonsense. Absolute nonsense. Just ridiculous. Welcome to the new meta, everybody. Freaking discard mania. Children. Oh, I mean, sorry, I was gonna say, Liliana, because at least Forge is good against future Lilianas. And we're working our way towards a Sunfall when the, Shieldred enters the fray, inevitably. Wow, two of the same exact match. Okay, okay. Oh no, my talent! I think the Brotherhood's End is the worst option here. I mean, yeah, because I want to be temp lockdowning. Oh, okay. So in this case... Okay. In this case, we just chill and wait. Oh, yes. Get rid of you. I know we're taking more damage from the braids, and he has now got maps to sack. Land. Thank you. Get out of my face, please. Ugh. Gross. Also, we didn't have the second red for Brotherhood's End at that point in time. Ooh.
You're telling me what you know about the Raven Man.
Bro, this is the worst freaking pile of crap I've ever had to experience, honestly. Bye. I wish you would play a non-basic so that I can crack my Demolition Field and get another red. But I think we've ever so slightly turned the corner here. Speak of the devil. You don't even have the mana to do anything with that, so... Sure, sack your nightmare there. I feel like we've turned the corner now. We just need to find like Quintorius, Beza, something to draw a bit of cards, get us back into the game. Ideally, Caretaker's talent. But this is lethal now. Oh my god, two of these people in a row. That was a misplay. Huge misplay. Humongous misplay. I doubt you're doing 8 damage to me in one go, and if you want to attack with your Preacher, go for it, by all means. That's silly. Now you only have 4 toughness blocking. Huge misplay with that Lightning Helix. Humongous misplay. Incredibly silly. Yeah. Keep discarding, bro. See how far that gets you. Fortunately, my win rate against this deck has been like well above average. Like, it's really not doing it for me. Like, when I play it, not winning. When I play against it, I lose the odd one. When they have that nut draw, like 4 1-drop discard spells, you're left with nothing in your hand. But most of my games against it have been wins. I don't think it's really that good. I think probably the better version will be the Orzhov one with the fairy and the bouncy. And I am working on a version of that. That, Buttonmouth Viper or whatever. Sure. 26 lands in the deck, by the way. Would love to just have, you know, consistent. But this is important. Finally, we get to actually put one on the board. Unless it's again mono black discard. Let's see. In which case, this is the main card we need to keep. Aha! Alright. Cool. Let's hope he tries to do the thing. Off you go, my friend. So it's appearing to be just straight up Dimir stuff. It'll probably be the bat now, if I were a betting man. Hey-o! Pick your poison. This Batman, whew, it is just ridiculously good. Also, forgot to mention when you Sunfall, and you make the incubator token, that also triggers the Caretaker's talent. So nice. Another juicy win. Rhino bot. Isn't it funny how you build a deck to face Rakdos and Boros, Convoke, and there we go. Finally, we actually get the opponent we were looking for. Just play another 2-drop. Okay, he's gonna trigger this thing. Gross. Oh yeah, we need to gain some life. This appears to be just mice. Honestly, the better, you know, the least problematic. Great. The wins keep rolling in with this because there's still a few people that are being lazy, I think, and are sticking to the like de facto best aggro decks of the first few weeks of the meta, because that's what they were winning with and got them to Mythic or whatever, and not realizing that the meta has already shifted and there's like a good amount of people, especially here in Mythic, that are playing, you know, 4 copies of Temporary Lockdown and some life gain and some sweepers, and they just concede immediately. Yeah. Have a great hand. Now we finally got the full card draw engine locked and loaded. Here we go again. Before he even gets a chance to cast things, whatever, just out of my face. Yeah, would have probably been better to hold the that particular removal against Scamp as opposed to Swifty Boy, but c'est la vie. Let's see if he has a land. Nope. Lockdown? No, we don't have a second white, so I would rather... Oh, Beza's not bad. We kind of are able to take a turn off there because of the removals. We're still on 18 life on turn 3, which is usually when this deck tries to just win. Yeah, that doesn't even get any extra oomph because you've got no mice on the board. Aw, are you having a little bit of mana troubles? Terribly sorry. I guess now the Beza would be nice. Okay, since we don't have an untapped land, I'll just go for the removal, minimize the impact from these little guys, and then we'll go for the Beza. Hopefully he plays another creature. No. If he'd played another creature, we would have gotten... Okay, so I think I'm just gonna do this. Net life gain 1. You just can't leave these things on the board. It's too dangerous. Poor opponent is flooding like crazy. Sorry, bricking is what I meant to say. Now the Helix. Yes. I can feel a scoop coming. No? Okay. Are you going to swing at my Quintorius, or are you going to go face? Or are you going to play another creature, which is honestly what I would really prefer. Okay, so he triggers the Valiant with the map token. Poor guy. 2 lands. I feel sorry for him. It's not even enough to kill Quintorius. He'll probably go face then. Yeah. Cool. So here we're just going to go plus. We're going to copy you. And then we're going to just get rid of that and pass the turn. Hey-o! Exile any number of target cards from your graveyard. 1, 2. Goes face, man. Mono red, hey? They never learn. You're welcome to get rid of both of my guys. Easy mode. Easy mode. Boonk. And Beza will gain us some life and put a blocker down. Whatever. Sometimes you only get 1 trigger, and it's more than enough. 5 toughness against poor mono red with no mana is just the best thing ever. There we go. He finally found a third. I think I'm an ultimate Quintorius for the content, you know. Bye. Rapidly climbing back into the top 200, baby. Gotta love it. Oh, and I got a new mouse. Finally, an actually like semi-decent mouse. Instead of like what I've been rolling with for the last, you know, since the channel existed, I think, pretty much. It's like $20 piece of rubbish that I've been using, so... hopefully less clicking errors as well over the next few years. This thing is built like a tank, though. It might even be more than 2 years. It's an actual thing of beauty. I've got so many cool hotkeys and little... Playing against Chowder. Chowder. We need red. Yeah, I'll take that. And we'll probably get rid of this. Just in case it is something different than mono red or something. Yeah, there we go. Now I'm glad I kept that. Batty? No Batty? Gee. Okay, so this is probably just Golgari that didn't draw a red land. Would be my guess. We can still chill. I'm not too worried about the poison yet. Sorry, what I meant was a green land. Okay, so just mono black summon. No? Okay. We're still good. I think this time we go for the Brotherhood's End. Liliana. Ooh, Preacher. Perfect. Quintorius.
I'm ready for another exciting expedition. Sorry to wake you.
Sure. I'm trying to bait him into putting more stuff on the field. There we go. Here come the big guns. Sunfall is about to make quick work of you lot.
I require your expertise.
Another Shelly. Come on, bring it on. I'm ready. Okay, that's also fine. The lockdown would be my pick. Because if I'm forced to cast Brotherhood's End, then I lose my own Quintorius. Kinda. Okay. And these black piles. Everywhere. Time to minus Quint and see what we get. There we go. Free lockdown. I probably could have swung first there, but whatevs. Would love a Caretaker's talent. 6% chance to draw one. Fine. No luck. Yeah. Boink. Sure. Ooh. I do have Beza, so that's one less friggin' go for the throat I need to worry about. Okay. Scrying action. Speak of the devil. We're ahead on lands, we're behind on life. So no point in really doing anything here. Other than thinning our library with a demolition field. Right. Go. I just always feel in control, you know, hence the name of this archetype. It's really nice. Especially this Boros, I don't feel as disgusting because there's no counter spells. Yeah, keep it coming. Would love one of my win cons, you know, like 4 forges in the deck. Be great to draw at least one of them. Nothing. Lockdown. Go Broncos. Go Broncos. Let's do that again. Wait till end of turn. Let's play like professionals if we can. Even though it's just a best of one arena game, you should always attempt to play as carefully and okay, I mean I need an Urabrask Forge, or I need a Quintorius, or a Caretaker's talent. Yep.
Those who get in my way tend
Let's use this and discard the Brotherhood's end, so now he has no information about our hand whatsoever. We don't have our creature land. What's it called again? The Bivouac. Please play another creature. No. And then I'll just do this. Oh, baby, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Gain 6. No, 5, sorry. Do you have another edict effect? No? Bat me. At which point will he just scoop it up? Has to be soon, right? Still no Caretaker's talent. Rather annoyingly. 8 mana is a lot of mana. Okay? Bonk! Now he'll scoop. He has to scoop. Please scoop. I want to play another game. 3 games against mono black midrange in some way, shape, or form is pretty intense, so wow. I do want to get 1 game in where we get to level Caretakers up to 3 levels and have some Quintorius guys on the board. That would be my ideal sitch. He's still hanging on for life, this guy. I commend your bravery. What's the other one? Your stick-to-itiveness. Now with Mirrex, good luck, bro. Good luck. Sure. Yeah. He finally gets some value out of these maps. What I would do is leave the map on top until I get to go through all of my maps. Yeah, leave this cut down on top until I go through all of my maps, and then bin it. Because yes, you can kill one of my spirits, but it's probably not the best thing to have in on the top of your library for next turn. But it does appear as though the opponent thinks that that is the case. So cool. Holy crap, man. Alright, Beza. Keep it coming. I'm ready for ya. Yeah, I mean, we all knew that that was going to be your top deck, so now I guess you swing at Quintorius, and I'll block with a spirit and keep plussing. You're not getting through me, bro. And I've got another Beza. 4, 5, 6, 7. Not quite enough to deal with Quint. Anyway. Sorry, with his Preacher. Easy. Easy peasy. Off you go, my friend. Sandpacking. How are we doing for time? 40 minutes in. Back into the top 200, baby. That is what it's all about. We ran into a few of the decks that I was preying upon, and we beat them both times. And I think we only lost one match to a mono black discard deck that just had a nut draw. So jumping back into the deck with my final thoughts. Double thumbs up. This is the kind of control I like. Just good value, good planeswalkers, doesn't play blue. You know, we could even put Quintorius there on the deck box, or I thought I went back in here because I thought I had the Boros sleeve somewhere. Regardless. Now I'm just getting sidetracked. A phenomenal deck. Beza's great. Caretaker's talent, phenomenal. Temporary lockdown in this meta, a must-have if you're not playing aggro, of course. And everything else, I think I've done the right choices. It's been really working for me. I want to show you some quick stats, if there are some already. Let's get those up on the screen for you all. Boop. Boop. There we go. Freaking 6-1. Beauty. Absolute beauty. The one loss there was that crazy hippie. Beat Mono Red, Rakdos, and Boros every time we played them. You know, the same deck splashing for different reasons. And pretty happy to actually take down a few of the more like mid-rangey black discardy piles. So what can I say? You know, Control is in a very good place right now, but it's not necessarily the one that we had before the rotation. You know, we no longer have freaking Wandering Emperor. We don't have Memory Deluge, and you know, some of the win cons that some of the more toxic Control mages would have relied on, such as the Hullbreaker Horror and whatnot. A bunch of these like top-end win-con type things for Azorius, and in general, just some of their best card advantage spells and stuff are gone. And so I think Control is shifting more towards the other colors for now, at least. Sure, I've seen CGB just put up one of his usual videos where the win cons are your lands and Mirrex, and he's just got 100 sweepers and counter spells and stuff. I mean, you can play that if that's your cup of tea. It definitely isn't mine. This is the kind of Control you should be jamming, in my opinion. And not only that, it's pretty light on the budget in terms of new stuff. You really only have to craft about 6 cards, and you've probably already opened a few of them in boosters since the set dropped. So all in all, zero bad things to say about this list, and I highly, you know, I highly recommend you take it for a whirl. But that is going to be it for this video, guys. As always, thank you so much for watching. Kindly consider liking the video, sharing it around to all your friends, subscribing to the channel, of course, that's the most important one, and then, of course, sound off down there in the comments. I always love to hear your, you know, hot takes, how I could have built the deck better, what you know, misplays I made, whether you are building something similar and have some questions. Please, the comments, and of course our lovely Discord community is where I actually get to read those things. But yeah, that's going to be it for this one. I will be seeing you all in the next one with another fresh Bloom Burrow brew, and until then, this is Lone Fox from the BrewLab signing out. Peace, y'all.